I'm David Thetford. Joining me for the broadcast, Coach Gary Ashby. And Gary, I hope we can have a game as good as last night.
You know, anytime you can be on TV is good. It's good for recruiting. It's good for our kids that are here, the families of the kids that their parents can't make every game. But it's always big for people to see the campus. It's just a great recruiting tool.
Well, how exciting that was, David. You know, every great season you look back on, there's a point that turns it around, and I'm hoping that that's what it is for the Red Raiders, because what a great hit by Barrett Barnes.
Yeah, I played for Gary, so I'm familiar with him, and I've known Tedford since I've been in town. You know, I don't know Tedford's baseball background, but Gary obviously has a tremendous baseball background. I mean, he's played at Texas Tech. He's been a head coach, an assistant coach, and a head coach at Texas Tech. He played in the minor league system up through AAA. So he's a good baseball guy. Tedford's a personality and a smart guy, quick on his feet, so I imagine together they're pretty good.
Coming to the plate, Barrett Barnes.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing about it, like my family and friends. The friends I made up in Boston, Massachusetts in the Cape Cod League, they get to watch those games. They all watch those, and they get to text me and email me and tell me I did a good job, and it's nice to see me on TV and things like that. And it's nice to come out, especially come out and win on national television.
So Texas Tech with 4 runs on the board here.
It allows, you know, people like, especially my grandmother, you know, she doesn't really get to travel. She's had some health problems, and she loves watching me play. She's probably seen me play more games than anybody else, so. And she likes to watch me play, so she's allowed to watch it on TV, so that works out pretty good.
Now to third. Tomlinson on his way. He'll be in there.
Yeah, you know, it'll be good. That my friends and family might have got to see it, so, and got to actually see me play pretty good.
I thought it was pretty neat. I had people contacting me that, you know, extended family that are around Lubbock, like Littlefield. My grandpa's sister actually got to see it on TV, who's elderly and she can't even leave the house, and she got to see it. And, you know, I'm just glad that everybody got to see it in my family. A lot of people got to see it, and, you know, I'm just glad it happened.
Home run! Javontrick Magruder, a grand slam home run!
Look, I love playing baseball, and when it's televised, I feel like it's like my time to show my talents, you know, to the world, basically. And, you know, I took full advantage of it and, you know, hit a grand slam.
3, 2, 1, out.
You know, we played pretty well. We pitched pretty well, played good defense. You know, we were a hit or two short in that Friday game, and you can play well and get beat. To play 27 innings locked in, both teams, in games that either club can win, are hard to do, and we're seeing a lot of that in our league this year. There's just no, there's very few 10-1 games.
All right, now, hey, that's a great win, man. Great win.
I don't think there's a tremendous amount of value right there at the end of a win, because every guy's thinking is pretty positive. Even the guy that didn't play or the guy that didn't pitch on the weekend is fired up. So you try to say, hey, congratulations, go over some small things, and boom, get them out the road. Now, if you get beat, it's a little more. There's usually a bigger teachable moment.
Just a great at bat. I mean, Barrett, he strikes out, but he don't even hesitate.
The difference in that is, you know, a guy strikes out, and the first reaction is, you know, upset, frustration. So he stands there, and if he does that, he gets thrown out, and we don't start a rally.
And that starts the thing. Okay, and that's huge, because if he feels sorry for himself, he stands there. Then he runs late, and the guy forces out. We got 2 outs, nobody on.
As soon as he swung and saw the ball got through, he was gone. And, you know, that's a mature play for a guy that's, at the time, trying to get a hit, trying to get on base. And, you know, really changed the inning.
That's a real good job of competing. And we made some mistakes, man, but none of them were from lack of courage or lack of competitiveness.
If to give yourself a chance to run a winning streak or have a good season, you have to be consistent. And you have to play the game the right way enough times to give yourself more opportunities to win late in the game.
Very proud of you. Enjoy it for an hour. Be careful.
Been telling them that all year. Enjoy it for an hour. Or if you get beat, think about what you could have done to help your club for an hour and then get on and move on. And that's the thing about baseball is, you know, we move right into another game or another series all the time.
We got big week. We got Tuesday game, which is an important game for us, okay?
That's part of the deal where it's got to be short memory, short memory, short memory, short memory. You're never as bad as you think you are, and you're never as good as you think you are. You probably find yourself somewhere in between, and you better just keep rolling.
Important game for us, and we got finals. And you got to do a good job in school, because we're going to make a finish. We're going to make a finish with this bunch right here.
Because what happens is if a guy or two, the wrong guy or two, or any guy or two, because we're a little shorthanded offensively right now, just with a couple of injuries and different situations. We can't afford to lose a body. And, you know, one guy doesn't come through or something in the class and you lose a guy, I mean, that could really affect our deal.
Are we good? All right, great job, man. Rally him up.
Doing a good job academically carries over into you feel good about what you're doing on the field, because generally, and I've found over the years, if you got a guy struggling on the field that's a pretty good player, you go right back to how's your life off the field and how are you doing in school. Those are the two areas. It's never, very seldom is the guy have everything's rosy, you know, off the field and everything's great in the classroom, but he's still struggling. That's very, it doesn't happen very often. Usually there's an issue. Now, there can be an issue for 2 or 3 week stretch where a guy's not playing very well or swinging the bat or throwing, but usually it all falls back to the pressure that he's created because he hasn't taken care of his business in the classroom. And that was what I was addressing there.
Raiders on 3. 1, 2, 3. Raiders. Woo!
You know, I don't look, the 3 wins are great and tremendous. I don't think about sweep, or I think about day to day. And it does take some getting used to, and it does for players and coaches. I mean, it does. It takes some getting used to. And we've been there a couple times, and last year we were in positions to drop the hammer on a Sunday and couldn't get it done for whatever reason. So, you know, you got to be flatlined. You can be excited when you win, but you don't want to be beating your chest when you win and pouting when you get beat. You kind of got to run the rail and put the good face on for everybody, and I think those things are important down the road. You know, we're in good position, or as good as we can be, and I think we got a finish in us. We talk to our guys about, you know, just be smart in what you say. But we talk to them, and I know Blaine and Scott have talked to them in the past about how you handle the press and what you do with the press.
Well, you know, we know we're not out of it, and so, you know, we know if we can just come together right here at the end and make a good run, and that's what matters. And
I'm not real big into it, but I think there is a lot of positives from it, you know. I was a little surprised by it, you know, coming from junior college, you never had cameras. You might have a little interview with the radio guy, but not with the cameras and a whole bunch of people, so that's a little bit different. And it can give you a perspective, and it makes you think about your team. So when they ask you questions about your team, you have to actually think, and you know, you get to learn a little bit about what you think your team's made of and that sort of stuff.
We feel like we can do that and give us a good chance.
Yeah, I think it's good life experience for our guys. And it's you know, it's a perk. You know, when people, you know, it may be a pain at times. You think it is, but if they want to talk to you, they're still interested.
I mean, it's good for everything, the morale all over. I mean, a series sweep is big, especially at home in front of the home crowd, and especially after having a rough week at Kansas State, to come back and flip that backwards and get the sweep ourselves this weekend. That's great for our morale. Yeah, I mean, I still get nervous every now and then. I get a little jumpy, I get a little stuttery over my words sometimes, but I mean, after a big game, that's when it's the worst, because your adrenaline's still pumping, you're still really excited, and they're throwing out good questions to you. You want to give good answers, but you know, your heart's still pounding and stuff. So I'm glad we got the win. That's all that really matters for us.
Well, I think, you know, you get into a situation where now you're a director of a company, or you're a CEO, and you need to talk to either the media or you're talking to a group of people. I mean, just the way you carry yourself, the way you represent your organization in stressful times, and then when you're feeling good about it.
I definitely think it helps us, teach us a little bit of maturity. You got to really be smart about the things you say and take into effect that the things you say represents your entire team and not just you.